Something very important to bring if you do come to the Osa Peninsula would be bug repellent.
A little bit. You won't really need it most of the time, but sometimes you do need it. Avoid the beach at dusk and dawn. That's when the no-see-ums come out. Those are little bugs that you can't see them. That's why you call them no-see-ums. No se puede ver. And so next thing you know, you're like, oh, the next day, like, why am I so itchy? Because you sat on the beach at dusk or dawn. But you don't have any problems with mosquitoes, luckily. So many things are eating them.
Talking about mosquitoes, first-time visitors sometimes get scared or at least surprised when they see these white critters crawling across the walls inside the house. I think they're called geckos.
Geckos, yeah. They're like little lizards, geckos, yeah. Those are your friends, really. The only thing they do that's bad is they urinate and poop on your couch, you know, and their urine is actually hard, so it's not like there's no wetness, luckily. That's the worst thing that they will do, these things. In fact, they're your friends because they eat any little insects in your house. And they'll do this sound like this, and people are like, what is that? It's a gecko. They're very sweet. I like them.
Exactly. I love them too, and that's exactly why I bring it up, because first-time visitors sometimes get scared and they tend to want to kill.
Yeah, don't kill them. Oh my gosh, no, they're your friends. You may want to shoo them out if you're really, you know, annoyed with them for their presence that they leave, but other than that, they're totally a good thing to have in your home, actually.
Absolutely. So please don't kill the geckos.
It's like a free house pet. You don't have to bring it to the vet. You don't have to change its litter box. Done. You just have to pick up a few things here and there sometimes. And maybe don't sleep with your mouth open.
You mentioned something very important a few minutes ago. You mentioned the word access, like access to amenities, to basic service.
Oh, we have an earthquake. Do you feel it?
Whoa.
Do you feel it? So, guys, we're actually going through an earthquake as of now. The camera's moving, the whole ground is moving. Can you feel it?
Whoa, I can.
Yeah. This is something that happens readily here on the Osa. Ooh, this is a big one, guys. This is a really big one.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know if you're feeling it with us, Nat. Do you feel the earthquake? Yeah. So this is very, very common here on the Osa. We're on tectonic plates here. We're on the Ring of Fire. We have 10 basically active volcanoes and up to about 200 that are non-active. And earthquakes are very, very common. Very common, yeah. So we can feel the ground shift, and luckily, you know, we don't have issues normally with tsunamis, so we're not going to run away. But it's definitely something that happens where people kind of get worried about it. So you have to know that the ground will shake underneath you a lot of the time, actually. And this is why building codes here are very specific to earthquaking, like making sure your foundations are much deeper than maybe they would be in other areas. You know, there's a whole building codes around that. So make sure you get a good architect, engineer, and builder, really, if you're going to be building anything in this country, because earthquakes are really a reality, like we just felt right now.
And this one lasted for like, I don't know, 30 seconds?
Easily.
Wow.
I still feel it. I kind of feel like I'm still moving, but I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah. I myself, I live in San Jose, and we occasionally feel earthquakes there too, but usually they're short. It feels like a heavy truck, a heavy lorry passing by, and then the house shakes for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Before you realize it's happening, it's over.
It's already over.
But this was a big one. Wow.
Got it on camera. Boom! And everyone's safe. Do not fear it.
That's actually very important. It's not even really a joke, because people who've never been through an earthquake tend to freak out, get into a panic. Yeah. But that's the last thing you should do, because...
That's right. The best thing is, honestly, get into some kind of area where you have extra protection, like a door frame, even in your bathtub, these kinds of things. But by the time it happens, it's already done. In Costa Rica especially, we tend to have very short-lived, kind of strong earthquakes. And if you have a good build, I mean, other than your bowls might fall off your shelves, you know, be careful with that. But in general, they're pretty safe. You know, we haven't had anything that's destroyed a city or anything like that, you know, not at least for many, many, many moons. So
I was going to mention that, because we've seen earthquakes in places like Mexico. There recently was one, I believe, in Peru. Yes. And in those countries, buildings do tend, unfortunately, to come down during an earthquake. I believe that's never happened in Costa Rica.
No, and it's mainly because of the building codes. Costa Rica is probably 25 years ahead of all Central American countries and South American countries when it comes to their infrastructure, their quality of care in terms of medical, just access to services that maybe other countries, even though we're considered a third world country, it's a very comfortable third world country. And that'll make me smell sweeter, but not for bugs. Not for bugs.